Dave Knows How.
Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make a quick video to go back over a 1 year review of the Everything Attachments Wicked 55-inch grapple or 60-inch grapple, whatever it is, I don't know. Anyway, just wanted to do a little review of it. Am I happy with it? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's, you know, it's functioned and done everything that I expected it to do. But there are a couple of things that are worth noting about the grapple that if you have this grapple or even one of the other model grapples by other manufacturers, you might want to take a look at it. Right in this area right here where the hoses are run, I noticed right here on this top hose was kind of bent down, and I got to looking at it, I seen something hanging up there, and doggone if this edge is not cutting right into that hose. And it is just about and cut all the way through that hose, and considering the amount of time that I've used this grapple, it's cut through there pretty fast. Anyway, I'm hoping the simple fix is going to be with a zip tie, something as simple as a zip tie. We're just going to put that on there and cinch this down and see. So we got one right there. That pulled that down pretty good. I'm going to see if I can't feed one up and through and around this bolt and maybe see if I can hold that in the middle of that area. Hopefully that'll remedy that problem and that thing won't end up cut all the way through. It's kind of a sharp edge right on the edge of that piece of metal right there. And it cut into it pretty good. We go over on the other end and inspect the other end and see if that one's cut also. So I'll pull this down, bring it on out, and yep, sure enough, this edge is cut. It's cut a pretty good little ways into that hose. I may have to replace that hose. I don't know. Anyway, for right now, I'm going to put a zip tie on there, try to pull that down. And we'll see if we can get another zip tie and cinch it down to that bolt. Okay. Well, that's, you know, that's out of the way of it. I don't think that's, you know, turned too hard on there. I don't see anywhere else on this thing where, you know, it would be rubbing. But those two places right there on mine, it rubbed. So anyhow, just something to think about. If you've got this model grapple or one of the other grapples, you might want to check that and make sure, you know, nothing is cutting through them hoses. I tell you, you know, them hoses, hydraulic hoses are expensive. unless you buy the ones that are pre-made already and you don't get to tell them what length you want. I mean, even those are expensive, but when you have these things made up, they're kind of pricey for, you know, for what they are. Anyhow, let's put this back on the tractor. There's a couple of things I want to look at and show you guys. So we'll get this thing hooked up on the tractor and then we'll come back. So I kind of just wanted to go over a couple of things on the grapple. I like the fact that this thing is greasable. It's got grease fittings on it, and a lot of the other brands do not have grease fittings on it. Of course, grease fittings doesn't do you any good if you don't grease them, right? And probably a lot of people don't grease them. You know, they just don't think about it, they forget about it, they don't worry about it, just keep on running it. But better off if you do grease them. Anyway, the expanded metal, I kind of wanted to show what that looks like on here after a year's worth of use. So we'll slip up underneath here and check it out and see how bent up it is. So as you can see, we got some bends over here, and it's bent up down here at the bottom pretty good. The top part is bent in up in here, all the way across. And you know, I knew it was going to bend up fairly fast, and I really wasn't worried about it too much. Having the expanded metal on here is definitely worth it to me with what I use the grapple for, because I mean, what's a grapple good for? Moving tree limbs. I mean, how many trees can you cut down on your property? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, yeah, I live on a heavily wooded lot, and I have a lot of tree limbs that fall on this lot, but even with all the tree limbs that fall on the lot, there's only so many tree limbs to have to pick up. And the cost of a grapple, I'm not sure that it would be worth it just to do tree limbs. But since I use this grapple when I clean my ditches out, then that makes it a little bit more valuable to me. And cleaning the ditch out consists of wet leaves. Without this expanded metal in here, this grapple would be worthless picking up wet leaves. The tines are fairly straight, and I haven't only bent but one. This tine on the very end down here, I'll put a straight edge across it. You can see it's the highest part is probably about 1/2 inch up here in the middle, so it's you know, bent out a little bit right here, but all in all, I think I like this grapple. Like I was saying, I don't really push these down in the ground so much to rake with. Generally, what I like to do is I like to roll this thing over and rake backwards with the front. But even on the front, I mean, I've only been down in the ground maximum 1 inch, and that's from the very tip. You know, not even 1 inch, about 3/4 of an inch actually. Yeah, about 3/4 of an inch deep, and that's it. I mean, I try not to overuse my equipment. I try to use my equipment with under what it's capable of doing. I always said, you know, operating a tractor is sort of like playing billiards. It's more a game of finesse than it is brawn. I don't know if there's any billiard players out there, but if you've ever played billiards, you know, slamming them balls around on the table and making that white round rock get loose on the table is not a good idea. It's just not a game of brawn, it's more a game of finesse. And operating a tractor is very similar to that, and that's kind of how I operate a tractor. It's a game of finesse and not so much brawn. This is not a bulldozer. Even a bulldozer is a game of finesse, really, when you get down to it, because you could stall out any piece of equipment. But I definitely try to use my equipment in that fashion. Typically break back with the top, just kind of roll it over and get down there and scoop it on back. That works out good for me. And I don't dig it down in the ground or anything. Generally it's loose piles. If I'm digging up stuff out of the ground, I'm typically not digging it up. I'm typically not using this thing as a root rake, ripping the roots up out of the ground and whatnot with it. I'll use a box blade to do that. Put the tines all the way down and lean it up forward, drag it around and do it with that. If it's really bad, put the backhoe on there and, you know, rip them out, get them loose, then come back through with this and just do it that way. That would be my suggestion. Anyhow, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show on the grapple right in here. So the next thing that I'd like to show is I had a commenter on one of my videos that asked me a question. It kind of caught me off guard because I really didn't know what to say. And normally I'm not at a loss for words, but he said on his tractor, when he has grapple on the front and the backhoe on the back, when he operates the grapple control, the backhoe, and I hope I understood him right, surges. It's like the valves on the backhoe are opening and closing is the way I understood him to explain it to me, and the backhoe's jumping around. Now, I've never had this grapple on this tractor when the backhoe was on here. This is the first time. So I don't know how mine reacts like that. So we're gonna start the tractor up, cycle this thing open and close, take a look at the backhoe and see how it does react. And then that way I'll know, you know, myself what to say next time somebody asks me that question. And if your tractor does that, you can leave it in the comment section below and let me know what kind of tractor you got and if your tractor does that and how bad it is. I'm gonna move some of these cameras around the back. We'll fire this thing up and run it through some cycles and just see how it affects that backhoe on the back of this thing. Well, I don't know if you could see any of the shaking and whatnot back there. I mean, the backhoe did shake a little bit, but really, the whole tractor shook. You know, I guess that's pretty much normal. I mean, you got a lot of hydraulic pressure right there. You're trying to divert when you hit them buttons and whatnot. So there's a lot going on. I didn't see where the backhoe actual valves were surging, causing the backhoe to move like that. It was just more or less that the tractor was kind of bouncing. You know, the whole tractor was bouncing. But if that's what your tractor was doing, then I'd say it's pretty much normal because mine's doing it too. I'm curious to know if any of you guys that have tractors with backhoes and have a grapple for the front, does y'all do the same thing similarly that mine did? And to the original commenter that asked that question, and forgive me for not remembering your name, I tried to find the comment and couldn't find it. I thought it was under one video, and I looked and looked, I couldn't find it, and so I didn't know really where to look. But if you're watching, leave a comment down below for me to let me know if you think that yours is shaken in the same fashion that mine is, or if your situation is different than what I just showed in this video. I'd just be interested to know, you know, what's going on. So anyway, we're gonna wrap up this video at that point, and I appreciate you guys watching. Everything attachments grapple, I like it. What can I say? I mean, I like it. I do think that they need to look at something on the design about this hose being cut, because that's going to be a problem, and hopefully they'll look at that. Other than that, I mean, I have enjoyed having the grapple. I don't quite use it as much as what I thought I would, but when I need it and it's there, it's really nice to have. And I think overall it is a decent quality built grapple. Any grapple is better than no grapple at all. You know, so, you know, you could probably get a grapple that's just as good, that'll last you just as long for less money and not have to wait so long to get it. But then you won't be one of the cool kids that has everything attachments grapple made in America. You know, I said that just for Travis, okay? I know I give you a hard time, Travis, the whole time I waited for this thing. I still love you, though. I still love you. Okay. I just wanted to get that out there. I still love you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. Not a big deal. You know, I understand. You don't want to get notifications constantly and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. If you're looking for other content to look at, check out the comment section under this video. There's always commenters down there that have YouTube channels. They do all sorts of things. Some are tractor related, some are homesteaders, just all different kinds of things. Some of them are fabricators, machinists. I mean, there's just all kinds of guys that comment and watch my videos. I really do appreciate it. You might see somebody down in the comments section, pop over, check out their channel. If you like what you see, subscribe to their channel and hit the bell icon. The thing I like about a lot of my subscribers is most of my subscribers that have YouTube channels are small channels, and I really, really like the small channels. I consider myself a small channel. I really have no desire to get huge. And a lot of people may think, you know, wow, Dave, that's crazy. But I've been on YouTube a long time, and I've managed to keep my channel small. This means that when people comment on my videos, I can answer pretty much all of them. You know, I don't have to disregard anybody's comments. I can pretty much answer all of them. And when one of you guys puts up a video, I can go to your channel and I can watch your video. And a lot of times I can also comment on your video. If I have something to say, you know, even if it's just to let you know I was there. And that's what I like about having a small channel. If I had 70,000 subscribers, there's no way I could answer all the questions, all the comments. There's no way that I could watch everybody's video that puts a video up. And I don't want to be that big. It's not that important to me. What's more important to me is having a relationship that we have between each other, you know. My brothers out there and sisters that are making content on YouTube, I love you guys. I love every one of you. I could sit here and just name off so many that I really thoroughly enjoy watching your channel, but I'd be here all day this video would go on for another couple of hours. So check the comment section below. Go check out some of those channels. You won't regret it. You will enjoy it. You will find those hidden gems. There's a lot of hidden gems on YouTube. Those small channels that put out great content. Just regular folks like you and me. Not too big for our britches. We're just having fun, sharing ideas and content with other people. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.